My name is David. I am an oil rig technician stationed more than 200 miles off the coast, and for the past 3 months, I have been living with the kind of silence that makes you hear things you are not sure are real. I came out here for the money, same as everyone else. Long hours, long shifts, long months cut off from the world. But the pay is sweet, and the work is simple. Once you settle into the rhythm, you eat, you work, you sleep, and you listen to the constant hum of machinery surrounding you like an iron lung. My partner on this shift is Mark. He is older, quiet, not the friendly type, but the dependable kind. You cannot afford bad company out here. The ocean does not forgive tension. It presses in on you from every direction until the wrong word feels like a spark dropped into dry grass. About 2 weeks into our rotation, the transmission came through. We were in the comms room running the usual diagnostics. Routine stuff. I was logging numbers. Mark was tapping at the old receiver we always joked was one storm away from dying for good. The weather outside was rough. The kind of rough that makes the whole rig tremble like an animal trying to shake off a bite. At first I thought the interference was lightning. The speakers crackled and hissed. Then the static broke and a stream of numbers spilled out. 7, 2, 7, 9, 4, 3, 1, 2, 0. Then silence. I looked at Mark. He looked at me. No expression, no fear, just that strange blank look he gets when his thoughts run faster than his face can catch up. "Replay it," he said. I did. The numbers came through again. Same order, same rhythm. Like someone reading them with a trembling voice, only the voice was swallowed in static. We checked the logs. No scheduled test signals. No communication from nearby rigs. No emergency codes that matched. It should have ended there. We should have filed a report and moved on. But something about the numbers felt wrong. Not the content, the feeling. Like someone whispering digits through a keyhole in the middle of the night. We left the comms room and tried to forget about it, but that night the wind pushed against the rig with a sound like a slow breath. I could not sleep. The bunk creaked with every shift of my weight. I swear I heard something tapping at the metal just outside my cabin. A distinct measured rhythm, light like knuckles. 3 taps. Pause. 3 taps. Pause. In the morning, I asked Mark if he heard anything unusual. He said only the storm. He also said storms do that. They make you imagine patterns where there are none. Waves can hit metal in a way that sounds almost human. Almost. By the second night, the numbers returned. Not through the comm system, through the PA system in the mess hall. We were eating. I had a bowl of reheated stew. Mark had instant noodles. The lights flickered. The fans slowed down. Then the speakers crackled overhead and the voice returned, still buried in static, still reciting the same 9 numbers. 7, 2, 7, 9, 4, 3, 1, 2, 0. I dropped my spoon. It clattered louder than it should have. Mark stood up fast enough to knock over his chair. We ran to the control panel that handles the internal systems. No logged announcement. No device routed into that frequency. Just a silent board with green lights glowing like eyes. The rest of that shift passed with a heaviness I cannot describe. The ocean was calm, yet the rig felt uneasy. It is strange to say that a structure can feel like it is holding its breath, but that is the closest description I can give. On the 3rd night, we finally cracked the pattern. The numbers were coordinates. Not coordinates on land, not coordinates on our charts, but coordinates in the water beneath our rig. Deep water. The kind where sunlight dies within minutes, and you feel the cold of the earth waiting far below. Mark turned pale when he figured it out. I never saw fear in him until then. Even the lines around his eyes seemed sharper. "Someone is down there," he said. "That's impossible." "It is not impossible," he said. "It is worse." "It means someone wanted us to know." We notified the operations manager on the mainland. He told us it was likely an old distress signal bouncing around radio channels and somehow looping into ours. Ancient equipment and forgotten wrecks can do strange things. But these numbers were too precise, too recent, too deliberate. That night, something changed. I woke to a faint beeping. Not from the alarm panel. From the handheld tracker we use to monitor underwater equipment, the device was lighting up, a soft, blinking light, as if something deep below was sending a return ping. I shook Mark awake. We rushed to the monitoring deck. The tracker showed a moving object. Slow movements, rising from the coordinates that matched the numbers. "Submersible?" I asked. "No registered ones anywhere near here." We watched the dot rise until it reached a depth of 300 meters, then 200, then 100, then 50, then it stopped. We stared at the screen without speaking. The dot hovered. No movement, no sinking, no rising, just waiting. The ocean outside was pitch black. The rig's spotlights glowed across the surface, casting long, shivering reflections. I felt watched. The feeling was so sharp it made my scalp tighten. Then the lights flickered. The whole rig groaned. The same tap, tap, tap echoed along the exterior metal. Slow, intentional. Mark grabbed a flashlight and headed for the deck. I told him he was out of his mind. He went anyway. I followed. The cold hit me first. The wind carried salt and something metallic, the kind of smell that clings to old shipwrecks. We scanned the water with our flashlights. Nothing, just rolling black waves. Then my beam caught something, a ripple, a shape, a circular reflection like a metal surface breaking the waterline for a moment before slipping back under. Mark whispered, "I saw it." We backed away from the railing. At that exact moment, the PA speakers crackled behind us and the numbers returned. Not whispers this time, loud, clear, forced through with sharp static. 7, 2, 7, 9, 4, 3, 1, 2, 0. We ran inside. The tracker was blinking faster. The dot was rising again. 10 meters, 5. Then the tracker froze. The signal cut out. The screen went dark. The rig's power flickered. The lights dimmed to a weak yellow glow. The tapping began again. This time from the hallway. 3 taps. Pause. 3 taps. Pause. We backed into the comms room and locked the door. I could hear my own heartbeat like a second pulse in my ears. Mark whispered, "It wants us." The tapping grew louder, heavier, like fists against metal. Then a low sound came through the vents. Not a voice, more like a rumble, a vibration that made the glass tremble. I do not know how long we stayed in that room. It felt like hours. The tapping moved around the rig like something was walking the perimeter, searching for a way in. Eventually the power stabilized. The sound faded, the tapping stopped. We opened the door to silence. The ocean outside was still. Too still. As if something had slipped away beneath the surface and left the world holding its breath. The next morning, the operations manager called us back. They wanted us evacuated for inspection. A helicopter was already on its way. Before we left, I checked the tracker one last time. A new signal had appeared. Same spot, same depth. But this time the numbers had changed. 9 digits again, but a different sequence. This time the coordinates marked the shoreline, a stretch of coast near my hometown. I do not know why I have not told anyone. Maybe because I do not want the answer. Maybe because some things are not meant to be brought up from the dark, but the signal is moving and the numbers are getting closer to land. If it followed us once, it can follow us again. And I have a feeling it knows my name.